All right, what do I got here? This next page is an explanation of the book, and I kind of explained it a minute ago, I think. I was talking to my class too earlier, so. Translation note. This ebook version of Tao of Taoism uses both Tao, which is Cantonese, and also Dao with a D. Hopefully it didn't max out meter, which is the current Mandarin Chinese language of China. They are the same word with the same meaning, Tao and Dao. Okay, I hope you enjoy both the insights from what I wrote plus the insights from what you write. Remember, this is a book about your self-discovery. This is taking this information and then you have to add it to your life, page by page. Okay, how about that? Self-discovery, that's what I'm leading you right now. You hang in there, you're like, I don't want to know myself. I don't like myself. Yeah. Self-discovery is the last frontier for the smartest of men and women. This book is a journey down your own very unique last frontier. Yeah. However old you are, you've been exploring your external world every single moment of the day, you know. Well, except when you're sleeping, perhaps. But but how much time have you put into exploring your inner world, who you are, what makes you you? Why are you you? I actually have another book I've written on the same topic. I did this for my daughter. When she was an actor, or thought she was going to be an actress. Of course, she found out that she wasn't an artist. But anyway, I wrote this book for her. It's called Act Zen. Might have actually had several titles: The Art of Acting Zen, The Art of Acting Naturally, Zen Acting Naturally, Act Zen to be Natural. I've had all those like slogans and titles. But that's what it is. It's about Zen Buddhism, teaching you how to find yourself so then you can reshape yourself into other people. Because remember, Zen Buddhism, well, you actually can't remember because you don't know. But Zen Buddhism is about understanding other people from as many perspectives as possible, and yourself from as many perspectives as possible. In other words, you don't want to know yourself the way you think everyone should see you. You got to kind of know yourself by the way people do see you. And that's always been tough for me. Because people see me in ways that they shouldn't see me. But the Tao of Ching by Lao Tzu can be interpreted in many ways, even if the original author was intending to be specific. So in other words, even like me with my poetry, sometimes I'll write something, but I have several meanings. And I don't necessarily want you to know what the original meaning was. It might not be so good. In fact, one of my stories I used to tell, I've told it a couple of times, is back when I was in San Diego State University and I took one poetry class. And it's the only class I've actually failed, or actually I failed. I got a D, which to me is a failure. It's the only D I've had in my entire life, and I got it in poetry. I almost wore that as a badge of honor because the guy didn't like me. So I figured, all right, well, if you don't like me, then give me that D, and we'll leave it at that. So, in a way, you know, the better solution would have been, of course, to win him over. But I was still young, riding a chopper, and he was gay and didn't like me being all macho. He called me John Wayne. My teacher calls me John Wayne. So, and then I moved to LA, and the gay people call me John Wayne. So that's a very typical thing for being somebody who wears a cowboy hat and is very straight. I'm not very straight. I mean, I come from a homophobic family. You know, I come from a homophobic world. You know, in my generation, I'm 66 years old, and so in my world, the homophobia was the norm. So you know, but I'm not homophobic anymore at all. But anyway, just. But at the time, I don't even know if I really was so much. I was kind of making that bridge. I was open-minded. I was getting away from my family. So their values and ways of thinking were influencing me less and less, which was really cool. Where were we? Some of the concepts are foreign to us. And some people try to make in trying to understand what they're saying, they come out incomprehensible. And that's unfortunate because they try to make them into something we can't understand, and they may be like totally finding a brand new meaning. One of the things is when pigs can fly. What does that mean? Now, if you didn't know that that meant something else, you'd say, well, gosh, this person thinks that maybe they're going to evolve someday and have wings. Maybe there's some cult. I mean, who knows what they're going to believe? They have to just know it's an expression. It's just a wild expression without any real significant meaning. Now, if 1,000 years ago somebody reads that and they're trying to find meaning in pigs can fly, oh man, they're going to be lost if they just don't understand. It was a weird understanding. So a lot of what we read in Chinese is like that. And it's pictographs that mean something. And actually Zen Buddhism was founded on one of those very principles. That's why only us Shaolin Zen Buddhists, the one who actually follow Bodhidharma directly, are allowed to do the Shaolin bow, the one-handed bow. Because that's in honor, that makes us a disciple of Bodhidharma. That's saying that we represent the lineage of the guy who cut off, the way they say cut off, he just cut his arm and bled and so. But Bodhidharma had challenged him. He says, I'm not going to teach anybody Kung Fu. They didn't call it Shaolin Kung Fu, just whatever he called it, his martial art. I'm not going to teach anybody my martial art until the sky rains red, type of thing. In other words, when it rains red from the sky, which is impossible, but it was one of those expressions, like maybe blood raining down. So they probably had some origin for people finding it a significant expression, but it never rains red. But it's one of those things that, ooh, if you say that, it meant something based on something else that we don't know. So, but what's the meaning that they took it? Like when pigs can fly, that's saying, that means I don't believe it'll ever happen. So if we look at it in that context, I'll teach you Kung Fu when it rains red or the snow falls red, you know, then that's basically saying never. I'm never going to teach you because that's never going to happen. So what happened was his disciple, who he cut, he tricked him. He tricked Bodhidharma to become the first disciple. And he cut his arm. He went to his cave, and outside the cave, he cut his arm, and it bled into the snow. And he said, look, it's raining red in the snow. Bodhidharma looked at him and said, all right, you win. So that's what we're doing. We're honoring his sacrifice. Excuse me. Get a little choked up there. Okay, I originally wrote this book for myself, then realized it was usable for other people. Then I rewrote it again when I created my Shaolin Chi Mantis Kung Fu schools in 1993 into a student manual for psychoanalyzing yourself, to help my students develop a dialogue with their own inner minds. And it's interesting, I put that in a plural. I actually have only in the last 2 years discovered that we actually have 4 brains, not 4 brains, but 4 minds, 4 souls is what I'm calling them. 4 different identities which all stack and work together. With this top one being your main, most powerful soul. They're kind of like in percentages. I kind of figured out the math a long time ago, but I'm not sure what it is, I forgot. But anyway, this one's the most important. This one supports this one. This one supports this one. And then this one down here is your optional. You can interchange it. You can put one in there forever, or you can actually change it when you want. That's an interesting story. But this is my 5 soul theory. There's actually 5 souls. You can only ever have 4 of them. And most people only have 2. That's it. They have 2, and then they get 2 of them again. So anyway, I'll look forward to sharing that with you. But okay, I just was, what did I put? Minds. So that kind of, hey, look, I was right. Let me know how this book helps and inspires you. Best wishes, Buddha Zhen. And there's my chart with my Chinese calligraphy on it. That says, the big one over here, because I read from right to left, Chinese, is Zhen, Shen, Law. That's my name. That's wolf. That's spirit. That's truth. That's my name. That's my Chinese. Let's leave it at that. 8 minutes and 40 seconds.